The greatest paradox to life is that the more you focus on someone, the more they focus on them. The more you focus on yourself, the more they focus on you. And this doesn't only apply to people, this also applies to jobs or careers or anything that you're trying to manifest, any outcome that you're trying to get. Whenever you fixate yourself on the outcome, you're actually pushing that thing further away from you. This is detachment, because you get attached to the outcome because you're so desperate to want this thing that you're basically signaling that you don't have it. And once you embody that version of you not having it, obviously the world around you is going to show you that you don't have it. This is all about perception. This is why life is truly just about perception. So that means that a person can look at the same, like multiple people can look at one thing, but have different viewpoints on it and different perspectives on it. So your perception, your mind, you know the saying, imagination, life is your creation. It quite literally is. It all starts from here and then it shows outwardly. So the way we get attached easily is because we think that, oh, we need this thing to feel fulfilled. But you realize that you don't need anything in the external world to feel fulfilled. So think about it. Because suffering is optional. Okay, remember, suffering, the root to all suffering, because suffering is optional. Pain is inevitable. You know, if you hurt yourself, you bruise your knee, or you know, you lose a loved one, like that's just the process of life. But suffering is optional because it all comes from ignorance. Ignorance is the root of all suffering. Okay? When you're ignorant, in the sense that you lack the knowledge of the self. You don't sit down with yourself, you don't think about, why am I thinking like this? Why do I have certain likes? Why do I have certain preferences? You know, even something like my favorite color, like, oh, my favorite color might be burgundy or something like that. I might think to myself, why is it burgundy? Maybe it's like some experiences I've had in life that led me to like this color. You have to like see the root cause of everything, because once I think the average person really diverts their mind from whatever they're doing, okay? A lot of people like to divert their mind into like, I don't know, like watching TV, doom scrolling, I don't know, drinking, drugs, whatever, just to divert your mind, okay? Your mind can sometimes be the most scariest place, okay? I'm not lying, but you need to sit down with your mind. This is why a lot of people encourage meditation, but I feel like meditation is also misused in the sense that people really don't know why they're doing it. Oh, it's just to like calm yourself down, or it's just to like, you know, reduce stress. But sometimes meditation can be very uncomfortable, okay? Thoughts that you don't even want to think about are going to pass through. But you need to remember, you are not your thoughts. Or that you are not your thoughts, okay? These are just things that come and pass through. You have a different thought a day ago or 2 days ago. Your thoughts keep changing, and it's sometimes out of the blue, completely random. Sometimes completely out of your control as well. Like, why am I thinking these things? Because you are not your thoughts. You need to observe it, like them coming forward, coming backward, coming forth. You'll tell it like, nope, I don't want to think about that, and they go away. So you are not your thoughts because you can observe them. You're not your clothes because you can observe them. You're not the window because you can observe it. And even deeper, you are not your body because you are observing it. You can see it. So you're not your body either. Discovery is the ultimate escape to suffering, okay? So once you start thinking about that, none of this is you. You're just simply the observer. You start clinging less onto things from the external world. They do not fulfill you. You know, whenever you put on VR headsets, everything around you feels real, doesn't it? Or when you wake up from a really like realistic dream, in that moment, that dream felt really real. So what is it that really differentiates reality as we know it, as it is, like the 3D world, and the dreams and the simulations we have? It's truly all about your mind space, your mindset, okay? You believe that that's not real, you believe this is real, but there's no objective reality at all. You can be living in a completely different timeline if it's up to you. You're the chooser of that, you're the decider of that, okay? So we need to really stop taking everything so personally and so deeply in, because that's when you get indulged in all these like problems and you start to suffer. So for instance, you meet someone, you start liking them or whatever, and you become very attached to them in the sense that you feel like you need this person to feel fulfilled. But you know deep down inside you don't. Okay, you get this person, then you're gonna get bored and you're gonna move on to the next thing. And it's gonna be an ongoing pattern of this. because you need to realize nothing external to you can give you happiness, can give you fulfillment and achievements, because all these desires are from the ego, and ego comes from ignorance. So lack of self-knowledge is gonna make you suffer, because you're not gonna truly know what are these root causes, what are these things, why do I keep attracting certain people, why do I keep attracting the same experiences, why am I not getting this person, or why am I not getting this job, or why does this keep happening to you? Because it is deep rooted in you that you need to sort out. This is like deep rooted things into you that your subconscious mind has absorbed, and this is how your subconscious mind views the world. So this is why the people you attract and the environments you attract are a projection of you. They're all projections of you. For instance, you talk to someone and you meet someone that's a severe alcoholic, and you might not be an alcoholic yourself, but you both have something in common. Both of you guys are trying to escape the world in a certain way, like trying to divert your mind. Both of you guys are trying to divert your mind, and this person is using alcohol as a coping mechanism, while you might have using different coping mechanisms to that. But you might have different coping mechanisms to that alcoholic person, even though it's not directly alcoholic, but you both are trying to divert your mind from, whatever that's going on. So you need to realize that you get what you are. You attract what you are. You are what you seek. So maybe it's not really about the external world. Maybe it's not about, I need to do this, I need to do that. It's about you. You are the reason why you are attracting these negative experiences and these negative people. I know that hurts, but luckily that is something you can work on, and that's something you can completely do a 360 on. That's what I find so amazing about this concept. You might think the law of detachment is annoying, because I do agree to an extent, because it's like when I don't even want the thing anymore, like I'm like, oh, I don't care, I'll be fine either way, whatever. It comes right to me. Like that. It's magic. And I'm like, what? Like, I was literally losing my mind over this a few months ago, and it's right here, and I don't even care about this thing. It has happened to me so many times. It's also like, for instance, you have a hairbrush, or your bottle of shampoo that you really need to use right in the moment, but you looked everywhere in your room. You can't seem to find that hairbrush. So, you're stressing over it, it's not anywhere. And then one day you're like, whatever, you either find a new hairbrush or you just don't brush your hair. And then when you don't feel like the need to brush your hair, it's right on your desk. It's happened to me so many times. And I think the same thing applies to anything you desire in this life, okay? Anything like this, the same thing applies to everything you're trying to manifest and everything you're trying to attract. So the best thing to do if you want to attract these things is to work on yourself, is to focus on yourself, is to put all this energy to yourself, and improve yourself, educate yourself, sit down with yourself, learn about yourself. I don't think people learn enough about themselves, okay? A lot of people might even be like, I don't even know what my favorite color is, because people don't actually sit down with themselves. Have you noticed that ever since you were a kid, you have been told from the people around you to focus on the external things, or focus on your education, focus on getting a career, focus on getting a husband, focus on getting a wife, focus on this, focus on that for other people, but never been told to sit down and discover the self. I have realized that so much, that we've always been told to, always figure more about the external world and everything around us, but never actually self-discovery and self-knowledge. And this is why I think that when we actually get that conscious awareness, when we sit down for a bit without any distractions, and we get that awareness, about the self, we feel uncomfortable, and we have to divert our minds by doom scrolling or watching a movie or going out or drinking or whatever. We actually have to, because it's such an unusual feeling to us. Doesn't feel natural, does it? So that's why I think that we really need to really focus on the self. And now we're going to talk about how to actually detach, because I talked about why we get attached, what is attachment, detachment, all that, but how do we actually do it? So for me, it was such an issue. I would get attached to the outcome of things. I was very impatient. I was very eager. Because for some reason, deep down inside of me, I thought I needed these external things and people to feel fulfilled. And I just felt like it was a never ending cycle of me chasing stuff and, and me never ending getting it. And I would always blame myself. I'd be like, I never get things my way. Oh, why does this always happen to me? Like I want the one I can't have, and all that negative, all those negative thoughts I would have. And then I realized that this is truly not a personal attack or a personal issue, because I've noticed when I don't really care about certain things, or when I'm like, oh, if it happens, it happens, I tend to be more happier, and I tend to end up getting the thing that I don't really desperately cling on to. I've noticed that, and this applies more to like material objects. Like, I'll be really desperate, or like not desperate, but in the moment I really want a certain bag, I really want a certain outfit or something like that, and I'm thinking about it, but then like I kind of detach. I'm like, I stop thinking about it, I divert my mind, I do whatever, and I get the same exact thing when it comes to stuff, because it's so easy to detach from material objects, like. But when it comes to like relationships and I don't know, career and stuff, it's been tougher, because I thought, oh, this is like very emotions based, and I need to do the right move, I need to do this, I need to do that. So you start shrinking yourself, you start changing the way you act and stuff, just to impress this specific person or this job you're applying for, and that isn't your authentic energy at all. That is the energy of suffocation, and also the other person that you are trying to attract or whatever, they can sense that subconsciously. Okay, have you not noticed that? Like, even if you're like are not like spamming them or whatever, even though you're like just whatever, like, if you're constantly thinking about that actually they can feel that. That's why they feel a bit repulsed or a bit like suffocated or a bit like, when you do that. Stop putting people on a pedestal, okay? You need to stop putting people on a pedestal. No one is above you, okay? Remember, no one is above you. No one. Just think about it. Everyone just shits and farts. I know that's a bit icky to think about, but literally, no one is above you. Think about how. And you need to already be grateful for the things you have in life, okay? You have a phone, you can breathe, you know what I mean? Like, you for everything you have, your friends, your family, your material objects, like your house or your car, like the things you already have, you need to be grateful for them, okay? In order to attract more prosperity in life, okay? It's something that people have been preaching about for years and centuries, because it's true. If you're ungrateful for the things you already have, then you're not gonna get anything better. You know what I mean? It's not, because you're never gonna feel happy. And you need to realize that nothing external to you can bring you eternal happiness. Okay, you attract a specific person. Okay, now what? You're happy for the moment, then you get bored with them. You eventually will get bored with them, because this desperation, this feeling of like chasing them and stuff, is all rooted in the ego. It's your ego telling you need these things, okay? It's your ego. It's your ego that is annoyed, upset that you're not getting these things and these people. So you need to realize that these desires are pretty much from the ego. Everything is from the ego. Obviously, basic stuff like food, water, that's survival. But like all these other things that you actually don't need to live are just things from the ego. And yeah, once you are desiring things from the ego, you're more than likely not gonna get them, because that is not a good energy you're letting out. Trust me, if you get this thing, now what? It's not like you're gonna be eternally happy, are you? You're gonna be chasing the next thing. Okay, let's look at someone like successful and rich, like Elon Musk. He's one of the richest men alive, but he still is not happy. He's not happy. Have you not seen that he wants to move to Mars? He's not happy living here. So he thinks that going to Mars will give him happiness and all that. You know what I mean? But you know what? It's like a never-ending loop chase of dopamine. Okay? We seek specific people for a dopamine hit. Even people that are not meant for us. And we know deep down inside they're not good for us. But we still want them, because they're not good for us, because they're making us lose our mind. They're making us change the way we act, perception, act, and all that. They're making us feel not valued and validated, and that's why you feel like the need to manifest them, even in the first place, you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be feeling like this. That thing is not truly meant for you. If you knew that you were 100 rejections away from the thing that is truly meant for you and something that you truly want, you wouldn't really take it that personally when this other person meant you. Okay, there's 8 billion people out there. This person doesn't work out. That's fine, because you will find so many other people that are actually meant for you, okay? You know what? You need to stop behaving from an energy of lack, okay? Because that's the least attractive energy. You will not get anything. even when it comes to talking to people, have you not noticed that people for some reason are more into you when you play hard to get? That is no coincidence. The same thing, when I say hard to get in the sense like, oh, if you act unbothered, it's unfortunately sad because I don't like that myself. I'm a very affectionate, I'm a very open person, and I feel everything so deeply, and I'm very expressive. But obviously certain people might not be into that, but again, certain people will be into that, so I am not going to change the way I am just for that. But when I say don't fake it, don't fake hard to get, don't fake nonchalantness, because if you're faking that, that's not you, and you're still putting on an act, you're still changing yourself just to get this thing, and you still won't get it because you're not being your authentic self. But when you stop giving a f, when you stop giving a fuck, that's when things come to you. It's really weird, isn't it? Have you not noticed that a lot of the blessings in your life came to you when you least expected them? Because your mind does not have it all figured out, okay? Your mind doesn't have it figured out. Stop, hurting it constantly, trying to overthink about the outcome of it. What's gonna happen next? What's gonna, you know what? You don't know. We don't have it figured out. Things can do a whole 360 completely the next day. So you really need to just have hope in yourself and hope in whatever, in the universe, okay? Have hope in the universe. Stop thinking negatively, because your thoughts do create your reality. About it in a psychological way, like not even in a spiritual, religious way. Like, oh, if you think about something negative constantly, then your mind is obviously gonna keep spotting the negative patterns that your mind believes in. So that as well. And also, obviously, like, if you believe in it in a spiritual way, your frequencies and the vibrations you let out in the world, that's what you're gonna be attracting. And that's why when you like change your mindset and views and like the way you act, that's when you start acting. That's when you start attracting different people, different opportunities, and all that. So life is truly about the mind. It's a mind game. So the best way to detach is to remember that you will be fine either way as long as you have yourself. You should never ever lose yourself, okay? Losing yourself over something is the worst thing you can do. So remember that. Detach, and you know what? Things will fold out the way. Just have trust in the universe.